Do you give yourself 24 hours to think over something before you make a decision? Today, my mother-in-law and I were sitting outside talking about she loves to do word puzzles. And there was 3 words in this puzzle that she worked on all day yesterday. And she works on a new one every single day. And there was 3 words that she just couldn't work out. And she walked away 2 or 3 times over the course of yesterday. And as you all know, as we get older, sometimes we can't sleep the same 7 or 8 hours that we used to sleep when we were younger. Sometimes you can just take 5 hours or so. So she woke up in the middle of the night because she just couldn't sleep anymore. And when she went back to look at the puzzle, all 3 answers were clear as day. Sometimes when you're mulling over a difficult challenge or situation, it is so good to get a little bit of distance. I don't know about you, but I know for myself, sometimes my emotions will override my logic or objectivity. And it's very difficult to make decisions from your emotional state because 9 times out of 10, you're a little hot-headed, you can't think clearly, and you're just like that knee-jerk reaction that typically it doesn't always end up in our best interests. So when you're out there living your most magical, beautiful world, think about when there's a challenge or a situation that you're going through, that you've taken the time to get yourself centered and to think about what is your objective? What do you want your outcome to be out of this specific situation? And you're kind of filled with emotions and your emotions are clouding everything and you can't see your way through it clearly. Give yourself 24, sometimes 48 hours. I know myself that change of environment, change of state is so beneficial for me because sometimes I just think about something almost obsessively, which is called ruminating. When you think about the same thing over and over and over and over again, and you can't really find a solution. What I love to do is go for a walk. That change of environment lets me go out for a walk. It allows me to clear my head. I get some physical activity. I kind of remove that angst from my body. And I got to tell you, 9 times out of 10, by the time I come back from that 30 or 40-minute walk, I've calmed down from my emotions and I'm able to look at that situation just a little more clearly. And then I give myself another 24 hours to ensure that before I send that email, before I have that conversation with a friend, or before I make that decision that impacts the rest of my days, my months, or my years, that I've thoroughly looked at it, not only removing the emotion, but more importantly, more objectively, to ensure that I attain the goal that I want. I trust this little bit of information through feminine spaces gives you an alternative or an option of how best to look through and achieve the self-mastery that is your magnificent life.